Preston. He's a happy fellow, he's a goofy fellow, he's a jolly fellow, he's Preston.
This one is for my one and only true love, Princess Peach. Peach, you're so cool. And with my star, we're gonna rule. Peach, understand, I'm gonna love you till the very end. Peaches, 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 I love you. Oh, peaches, 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 I love you. Oh, Mario, Luigi, and a Donkey Kong too. 1,000 troops of Koopas couldn't keep me from you. Princess Peach, at the end of the line, I'll make you mine. Oh, peaches, 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 I love you. Oh, peaches, peaches. Ah!
Hello, my name is Daniel and I'm back. Thank you for joining me in what may or may not be the final Preston showcase. Today I will be showcasing new lore from new universes, and will be continuing lore from existing universes. If there is any lore that should be expanded upon later, please make sure to comment down below, and let me know. Anyways, let's get to the first new universe, which is short, but a little goofy. Preston is a professional Beyblade competitor. All of his life was him going sicko mode with Beyblades 24/7. Preston had been a competitor for a while, and has reached his final opponent, to win the Beyblade championship. This is a new friend within the Preston lore. He is extremely tall and his name is Joseph Mangler. Long story short, Preston lost. Hell 2, Hard Mode, a universe created by the goofball himself, Preston. The first level of Hell 2 is known as the Freezer. 10.5 miles of snowy land and constant blizzards. The maximum temperature remains at -6.5 degrees with harsh winds pushing the number even lower. People who have remained neutral their entire lives will be judged in this level of hell. Ungoofy Preston's subordinate, Christopher Michael Pratt, will judge your worthiness and decide if you will stay in this dreadful level of hell or ascend to heaven. The second level of Hell 2 is known as Tilted Towers. If you are sent here, you will be deployed from the battle bus and will receive a glider. Ungoofiness has possessed Fortnite to include as many 9-year-olds as possible. Every 9-year-old will edit on you, box you like a fish, and insult you through proximity chat using curse words that they just learned yesterday. Those who have verbally abused others will be sent to this level of hell. Level 3 of Hell 2 is called Taco Tuesday. If you are sent here, you will be first graced by the presence of what appears to be a normal taco. You start to feel a little hungry, so naturally you take a bite. However, Ungoofiness has possessed this taco, giving it regenerative powers. Your punishment for being too gluttonous for knowledge and power means you will be stuck in this level eating the same taco forever. Level 4 of Hell 2 is known as the Jungle. If you are sent here, Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses will start playing at maximum volume. At first you may think that the jungle is pretty hype until you are confronted by the spooky orangutans. The spooky orangutans control the jungle and will attack you at any given moment. They speak a language similar to English to one another, but not similar enough. You will never know their next move and will only somewhat understand them. Those who have lied many times throughout their lives will be sent to this level of hell. The fifth layer of hell is known to be one of the most dreadful and terrifying layers. Level 5 is known as Colin Mercier. If sent here, you will be confronted by an individual known as Colin Mercier, and this individual will begin to T-pose. Your body, subjugated to a will not of its own, will also begin to T-pose. This is the fate given to those who have committed physical violence, trapped to stand still for eternity, locked in one position, the T-pose. The sixth and final layer of Hell 2 is known as ungoofiness incarnate. At first, you are greeted by what appears to be a normal, goofy person. However, this particular person grows a beard and becomes ungoofiness incarnate. Ungoofy Preston will begin to make you physically relive your most embarrassing and excruciatingly painful memories on loop. This is the fate for those who have betrayed those who have held them dear. In an alternate universe, Preston faces against a new fearsome foe, Babu Frick. In this universe, Babu Frick is far too powerful for Preston alone. Babu weighs 630 tons and is so large that he maintains a gravitational pull. Preston must stay away from Babu as he will absolutely demolish Preston single-handedly at any given moment. Preston's hope is truly lost. As we all know, Ungoofy Preston invades every universe to spread ungoofiness. When Ungoofy Preston found his way to this universe, he met Babu Frick and could not comprehend his unbearable strength. Preston heard of Ungoofy Preston and his actions and decided that the only way they'd be able to defeat Babu is if they teamed up. Ungoofy Preston and Preston joined their powers together and brought a battle upon Babu Frick. It was a challenging battle, but Preston and his ungoofy counterpart came out victorious. Ungoofy Preston now reconsiders his orange juice tantrum after his team up with the Preston variant. Maybe Ungoofy Preston isn't so ungoofy after all. Now that Ungoofy Preston has become a little goofier, the multiverse is without balance. There must be ungoofiness and goofiness within the multiverse to balance everything, or else the entirety of all existence will perish. A new universe emerges. Preston is born once again within this universe. Everything is normal and goofy until we reach the orange juice predicament. In every universe, Preston's decisions with orange juice differs. Ungoofy Preston was the one who never got his orange juice, but this new variant of Preston is different. He got his orange juice, but felt that it was not enough. He asked for more, but the nice employees at the restaurant ensured that they ran out of orange juice. Preston was very unhappy and wanted orange juice at that exact moment. Preston then went to Walmart to get more orange juice with his allowance money until a man appeared from the shadows of the toy aisle. A man that we have seen before, but never knew his origins or his reason for being with Preston, another multiversal traveler with the powers of Pete. This man was none other than Tim Canal. Canal approached Preston in a suspicious manner. He asked Preston if he was looking for the orange juice and told Preston that he knew how to get as much orange juice as possible. He had told Preston that they needed to go directly to the Minute Maid factory. Canal had convinced Preston to steal. Tim Canal and Preston went sicko mode and drove 25 miles per hour on the interstate to the nearest Minute Maid factory. Also, I know you are watching this video, Colin. You never answered my question from the previous showcase about how many times I use the term sicko mode. Anyways, Preston and Canal arrived at a very late time. Perhaps it was past Preston's bedtime. It was 10 PM. Preston snuck in and stole some orange juice while Tim Canal stayed in the vehicle and said that he would be the lookout. In reality, Canal was fibbing, and he actually did this act to set Preston up. He alerted the police of Preston's whereabouts, and Preston was arrested. Throughout Preston's time in prison, he gained a powerful amount of ungoofiness which balanced the multiverse and made him the new Ungoof. For some reason, Preston's name remains the same in every universe except for his goofy middle name. The original Ungoofy Preston was Preston Brand, but this new Ungoof was given the name of Preston Vermont Brand, but I will refer to him as the new Ungoof. Anyways, the new Ungoof had served his time in prison, and it was now time to spread ungoofiness and replace Preston Brand. Squid Game 31, gone. Preston has been stuck in space for a few days. His friends are worried. Where is Preston? They wonder. Even Joseph does not know. But do not forget, young pal, Joseph's father, knows where Preston is. It is only a matter of time before he finds Preston. Chris Pratt remains on Earth, unaware of Preston's fate. Chris lives his best life, as he thinks Preston is finally defeated, and that he served his master well. But wait, it is different now. Ungoofy Preston has changed, which is something that Chris is also unaware of. What about the wizard, another one of Ungoofy Preston's men? The wizard remains ungoofy. Finding out about Ungoofy Preston's transformation, the wizard seeks out Chris Pratt to inform him. The New York wizard arrives at Chris Pratt's mansion and tells him the news. Chris is surprised and feels betrayed. He never thought that one could revert from such ungoofiness. Little did both of them know, there was the new Ungoof. Now traveling through the multiverse and gaining knowledge of the different Prestons, the new Ungoof had sought after Chris Pratt in the Squid Game universe. Meanwhile, young Pao has reached the galaxy in which Preston resides. Preston, drained of energy, cannot move or do anything. He can only speak to young Pao.
How do I leave this place? What is the fate of my friends? Help me. Help me. I must go back.
Young Pao, the most powerful being in this universe, transports Preston to the Milky Way galaxy. Preston, still weak and unable to move, is in need of more help from the boys. Squid Game 32, Rescue. Young Pao returns to Earth and informs his son about what had happened. Joseph then traveled throughout the Earth and gathered the boys. With the power of teamwork, the boys floated through space and poked Preston on the chin, returning all life and power to Preston, enhancing his abilities and friendship, and making him more powerful than ever. With Preston's new power and help from the boys, there was no doubt that Preston would be able to defeat Chris Pratt once again. Squid Game 33, the new Ungoof. Preston's rival that he has yet to meet, the new Ungoof, had found his way to Chris Pratt's mansion and was ready to fight. The new Ungoof had explained his hatred and lust for revenge to Chris and the wizard, and now, with the powers of the new Ungoof, Chris Pratt, and the mighty New York wizard, the tides have turned, now making Chris's new team more powerful than all of Preston's friends. What will Preston do now? Squid Game 34, Forgiveness. The new Ungoof has powers like no other. He did not get enough orange juice and was stuck in prison for years without a drop of the substance. Although Tim Canal was the reason for all of his suffering, the new Ungoof was unaware of this. Tim Canal is just a deceiving little fellow to many of the Prestons. Anyways, the point is that the new Ungoof has traveled to other universes to bring Ungoofiness, rather than to destroy Tim Canal. Now, Preston still thinks he has all the power in the universe with his friendship, but his friendship was truly not enough. Preston and his friends had stayed on an Imperial Star Destroyer in an attempt to prepare for an epic battle against Chris Pratt. Until a man had appeared. A man that would be able to assist Preston in defeating Chris once and for all. Ungoofy Preston. Preston and the boys saw Ungoofy Preston emerge from space and prepared themselves. Ungoofy Preston stopped and explained himself to the boys.
Calm down, children. I am here to help. There is a balance once again.
The boys were now aware of the new Ungoof as Ungoofy Preston had explained the situation and the fate of this universe. Ungoofy Preston has now teamed up with the boys to complete one last Squid Game. Squid Game 35, War. With both sides prepared for war, Chris Pratt and his new team had pinpointed Preston's location in Chris Pratt's fancy map room and started to head to his location. The wizard TP'd to Preston's exact location, confronting him and telling the boys that this was the end. The boys had readied up and got in their spaceships. Soon after, the new Ungoof had appeared, and Chris had emerged from Earth's atmosphere. Preston had joined the boys in their ships, and young Pao, Joseph, and ungoofy Preston floated out of the Star Destroyer. The boys attacked. Danny Trejo, transported into another universe by the new Ungoof's powers. Colin, smashed by the wizard's pure strength, but was he dead or asleep, we will never know. Cameron, a very confident young fellow, had done great damage to the New York wizard, injuring him greatly. Isaac, we know what Isaac tried to do. Robert Downey Jr., he wasn't even in any Squid Games, but he's here now. Sid from Toy Story, Jid was still on the Star Destroyer, and Jake, he was blasting 2016 dubstep as he rushed into battle and got eaten by the new Ungoof. Preston had many other friends, but all of their ships had been powered down by the wizard's powers, including Preston's own ship. All it was down to was a 3v3. Ungoofy Preston, Joseph, and young Pao versus the new Ungoof, the New York wizard, and Chris Pratt. Young Pao, being the most powerful character in the universe, had one-tapped the wizard with ease, but since young Pao is quite literally an Earth basketball, Chris Pratt had chucked him light years into space. Joseph and ungoofy Preston had what their enemies didn't. They had the power of friendship, and with that power, they managed to defeat Chris Pratt and greatly injure the new Ungoof by demolishing him so hard that he flew into another universe. Joseph then gathers all of the boys and brings them back to the ship safely, including Danny Trejo. The boys had collectively won the Squid Game, and true retirement was here. Jorge Christopherson III reunited with Preston once again, and they lived happily ever after. Now that the Squid Games are finally over, I must clear some things up. As we all know, Ned Leeds dropped the Squid Game in Squid Game 3, Sicko Mode, and he was left with millions of dollars worth of college debt and an electrical bill to pay off. For all of these years, he struggled financially, and his uncle was still pissed because he had to pay the electrical bill. Anyways, out of the kindness and change in heart, ungoofy Preston gifted Ned Leeds' family a for-death $150 and $4.7 million. Also, what even happened to G.I. Hun? Anyways, that was all for the Squid Game universe. Now we shall get back to a universe that I actually missed in the last showcase. Preston has a very goofy time in senior one.
You are a fool.
Preston! He's a happy fellow, he's a goofy fellow, he's a jolly fellow, he's Preston! Preston! He's a happy fellow, he's a goofy fellow, he's a jolly fellow, he's Preston! Preston! He's a happy fellow, he's a goofy fellow, he's a jolly fellow, he's Preston!
Hello folks, my name is David and I am here to tell you the grand stories of Preston Brand's Squid Games.